Adjust the mic at
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. So Prabhuji's only half crowd has come till now. So please occupy every space and inch that you can feel. If you can see a finger between you.
Hari bol.
I was discussing my problems with Prabhuji and Prabhuji gave me this book. I got my answer. Hare Krishna. So Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, please come forward. There is a lot of space in between you. If you can't touch the devotee in front of you, you have no connection to go back to Krishna. So make sure you are in touch. And Mataji's, you also please make some space. Keep going back. Prabhuji's keep coming first in the front so that there is space made. Yeah? Okay. Hare Krishna, quick introduction about Prabhuji. Everybody knows about Prabhuji? Okay. So Gauranga Prabhuji, he is a BTech IIT Bombay. He is a monk, social innovator, environmental steward, and advocate of sustainability. Okay, we all love him. Very good. So let us welcome Gauranga Prabhu with 3 loud and enthusiastic. Last time when we shouted Hari Bol, all the chandelier glasses they moved. Okay, this time I'm going to look at all 3 of them. Let's do it again. Okay, Prabhuji said settle it here. So Prabhuji, very, very grateful. You coming here is a dream come true for all of us. We pray that this is not your first visit. We have another 10,000 visits. Thank you. Hare Krishna. Thank you.
Hare Krishna. You can take this on the corner. From there it can take. Yeah. Doesn't distract. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jai Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Jai Gopi Jana Vallabha Yasodhanandana Jaganarandana Yasodhanandana Jaganarandana Yamuna Tiravanachari Yamuna Tiravanachari Yamuna Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Rama. Jai Guru Premanande Jai Om Vishnupad Paramahamsa Paribrajakaacharya Stodrakse Srimad His Divine Grace Labhay Charnarvind Bhakti Vedanta Goswami Maharaj Srila Prabhupada Ki ISKCON Vivide Sansthapakarya Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai Om Vishnupad Paramahamsa Paribrajakaacharya Ashtodrakse Srimad His Divine Grace Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada Ki Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda Ki Nama Srila Haridas Thakur Ki Prem Se Kaho Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gauda Bhakta Vrinda Ki Shri Shri Radha Krishna Gop Gopinath Shyamakunda Radha Kunda Shri Girivardhan Ki Brajabhumi Shri Vrindavan Dham Ki Purushottam Kshetra Shri Jagannath Puri Dham Ki Navadvip Mayapur Dham Ki Ganga Mai Jamuna Mai Ki Bhakti Devi Tulasi Maharani Ki Kaliyuga Pavan Harinam Sankirtan Ki Hare Krishna Mahamantra Ki Srila Prabhupada Transcendental Good Distribution Ki Jai Gaur Premanande. All glories to assembled devotees. All glories to assembled devotees. All glories to assembled devotees. All glories to Sri Guru and Sri Gauranga. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. 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 Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam yena tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Presthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swamin iti namine. Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देश तारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे. जय जय श्री चैतन्य जय नित्यानंद जय द्वैत चंद्र जय गौर भक्त वृंद जय जय श्री चैतन्य जय नित्यानंद जय द्वैत चंद्र जय गौर भक्त वृंद जय जय श्री चैतन्य जय नित्यानंद जय द्वैत चंद्र जय गौर भक्त वृंद. Hare Krishna. So thank you very much, Gachibowli congregation and His Grace Lilananda Prabhu for inviting me for this wonderful satsang. And I hear reports of thousands of devotees getting connected to Krishna consciousness. And as Lord Chaitanya says, जारे देखे तारे कहो कृष्ण उपदेश आमार आज्ञा गुरु हैया तारा एक देश. On my order you become guru. That verse and desire of Lord Chaitanya seems to become manifest here in Gachibowli through all the gurus sitting here. When Prabhupada was a grihastha, he had 5 children. His residence was in Kolkata. It was a place known as Sitakanta Banerjee Lane. On the first floor, Srila Prabhupada had allowed the devotees of the Gaudiya Math to give lectures on Harinamamrita Vyakaran, which is the grammar of Jiva Goswami. Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada had one Sanskrit scholar disciple whose name was Dol Govinda Shastri. He used to teach. So he was giving lectures to the Gaudiya Math brahmacharis on the first floor. So Prabhupada had literally given that particular property, that space, which nowadays we call as base voice, where students stay. And Prabhupada was on the ground floor, so Prabhupada was sitting and doing japa on the staircase between ground floor and first floor. Dol Govinda Shastri, who was a disciple of Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada, came out and sat next to Srila Prabhupada, who was a grihastha at that time, running a pharmacy business, and his name was Abhay Charan De. So Dol Govinda Shastri sat next to Prabhupada and said, Abhay Babu, we have heard the prediction of Lord Chaitanya, Prithvi Tyache Jyoto Nagaradigram. Sarvatra Pracharam Hoire. In every town and village, the holy name will spread. Will that ever happen? How will it happen? Srila Prabhupada was a grihastha with household duties, running a full-fledged business. But he stood up with great conviction, walked down the steps, turned around and pointing towards Dol Govinda Shastri, he said, if Lord Chaitanya has made that prediction must happen. Then he took 2 steps down further, turned around and pointing to Dol Govinda Shastri, he said, someday a fool who is surrendered to the lotus feet of Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada will make it happen. And Srila Prabhupada took 2 steps down further. And in that period, Dol Govinda Shastri, who was also Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada disciple, started thinking, will that be me? Will that person be me? Who will make it happen? Prabhupada stepped down 2 steps, turned around and pointing to Dol Govinda Shastri, he said, it will not be you. And Dol Govinda Shastri started thinking, what does Abhay Babu think? Will he do it? But how can he do it? He is a person in business, always thinking about business. How can he do it? That was his misconception. So Krishna consciousness does not depend on which ashram you are. Krishna consciousness depends on what is your aspiration. The depth of your aspiration is more important than the details of your ashram. And therefore, when Lord Chaitanya is taking a tour of South India, he comes in Jagannath Puri to the house of Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, and he says, Ghare Krishna bhaji more kor ashirvade, Nilachale asijina tomar prasade. Please give me blessings, O Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, so that I can return back to Puri. So Srila Prabhupada is asking the question, Ghare Krishna bhaji. Question is, Lord Chaitanya is sannyasi. Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya is grihastha. Sannyasi is seeking blessings of grihastha. So Prabhupada is asking, is it not that sannyasi should be giving blessings rather than asking blessings? But he says, Ghare Krishna bhaji. The reason is, anybody who worships Krishna at home sincerely and makes his home into a temple becomes eligible even to give blessings to sannyasi. Ghare Krishna bhaji more kora ashirvad. So therefore, when Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is with Advaita Acharya, Lord Chaitanya sees all the bhoga which has been offered and tells Advaita Acharya, Aiche anna je Krishna ke karaye bhojan, janme janme shire dharo, tahar charan. In every home, some food has to be cooked. So if you change just one thing, the intention with which you cook, then the entire consciousness changes and the house becomes temple. And what should be the change in that intention? Rather than cooking for oneself, one cooks for Krishna. Aiche anna je Krishna ke karaye bhojan. If you cook for Krishna, then Lord Chaitanya says, If a person just does this much change, rather than cooking for oneself, you decide, I will cook for Krishna, I will offer to the deities in the home the bhoga. Janme janme shire dharo tahara charan. Life after life, I will take the dust of the feet of such a devotee upon my head. Lord Chaitanya becomes filled with gratitude towards such a devotee. Acharya re shraddha bhakti graha sampadhane sakala safala hoila prabhuraradhane. Lord Chaitanya giving the example of Advaita Acharya says, this is the ideal grahastha. Acharya re shraddha, faith, bhakti, devotion, griha, house, sampat, all his property, dhane, wealth, sakala safala hoila, everything becomes very successful in Prabhu Aradhana, in worshipping the Supreme. So somebody asked Srila Prabhupada, why are you running so many temples? Is it that you want everybody to be in the temple? So Prabhupada said, no. We are running so many temples so that we can convert every home into a temple. So that is what all of you are doing here. Transforming homes into I was giving prasad to one college student. He refused. And when I asked him, why you are not taking prasad? He said, I'm afraid my hairstyle will become like yours. So therefore, when you approach people, it is safer. You are normal members of society. We are considered abnormal. One young boy joined the Brahmacharya ashram in the 90s. His father came and was arguing with me. Why my son has joined at such a young age? When he is my age, he should join. I said, let the son go, you join. He got fearful. He looked at me and he said, I will ask at home and come back tomorrow. Next day he came and said, let my son continue. So therefore, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu spread the Krishna consciousness all over South India. Navadvipe e shakti no koila prakase, se shakti prakase, nista ila dakshina deshe. That potency which was not revealed by Lord Chaitanya even in Navadvip, which is of Prachar Shakti, spreading the Krishna consciousness, transforming people through public Harinam, that he did in South India. And he began his South India tour from Andhra Pradesh and Telangana. And therefore, all of you are reviving that potency of Lord Chaitanya. So when he comes to the Kurma Brahman in Kurma Kshetra, the Kurma Brahman says that Sahite na pari dukkha vishayatarange. I cannot tolerate these pangs. I want to come with you, leave everything. The suffering is too much for me to handle. The material world is a place of too much suffering. Bhukta bhoga parityakta drishta dosha cha nityasha na ishvarasya ashubham dhatte sve mahimni stitasya cha. The suffering is too much. I cannot tolerate. I cannot handle. I will give up everything and come with you. Lord Chaitanya cautions him and he says, no. That is not the solution. Prabhu kahe aiche baat kabhu na kahibo grihe rahi Krishna nama nirantar loibo. You stay at home and constantly chant the holy names. And then he gives him this instruction. Yare dekhe tare kaho Krishna upadesh amaragya guru hoya tara eidesh. Whoever you meet, you give them Krishna consciousness. So the Kurma Brahman says, if I am constantly interacting with people of this world who are engaged in Vishaya Bhog, who are involved in Maya, I may also get affected by Maya. When the doctor is taking his rounds in the hospital, the doctor is also subjected to infection. The doctor may be going to cure, but there is a high risk the doctor can also get infected. So is it safe to go and try to spread Krishna consciousness amongst new people when we have just recently only transformed our habits and gradually stepping on the path of devotional service? How safe is it to go and reach out to new people? Are we risking becoming affected by their material energy? So Lord Chaitanya gives the assurance. Kabhuna badhibe tomar vishaya taranga punarapi eithani pabe mora sanga. Because you are constantly engaged in giving Krishna. The purpose of interaction is not to take Maya from them, but to give them Krishna. Kabhuna badhibe tomar vishaya taranga. You will not be caught by Vishaya taranga, the waves of Maya. Punarapi eithani pabe mora sanga. And again, you will come to me without fear. The waves of material energy are dangerous, but those waves will not affect somebody who's constantly trying to give Krishna to others. And therefore, the Srimad Bhagavatam describes this. Yatra naisarga durvairaha sahasan rimragadaya mitrani iva ajita vasam druta rut tarshakadikam. Vrindavan is a place where constantly Krishna is at the center. Yatra naisarga durvairaha. Naturally, there is no enmity, no envy. Sahasan mriga adaya. And all kinds of beings are in harmony with each other. Mitrani iva. People are with each other with total harmony, friendship, love, and peace. Druta rut tarshakadikam. And there is no experience of hunger, thirst, etc. Because there is no bodily identification. And therefore, this principle of satsanga is what connects us to make sure that we are able to reach out and pull people out of the material world. So I believe, as our Prabhu was telling, that all of you are teaching hundreds of people through your lectures and seminars, both offline and online. So you should remember the waves of Maya are constantly there in the undercurrent. But to the extent you take shelter of Krishna and the Guru Parampara, then you remain protected from those waves. And therefore, Swairacharabdi Sammagnan Jivan Gaurangri Pankaje Odhritya Sharanapatte Mahatmyam Samabodhyat. The conditioned soul by default has a setting of independent thinking and independent working. Swairachar Abdhi. The conditioned soul is drowning in an ocean of independence. Jivan Gaurangri Pankaji. But that soul has to be brought to the lotus feet of Lord Chaitanya. Udhritya Sharanapatter Mahatmyam Samabodhyat. So somebody has to come and teach the soul to give up one's whimsical, independent thought process and take shelter of Krishna. And that person is the Guru. Yastasya Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Prabhur Guru Otyudara Padam Bhoja Dhulisyam Janma Janmani. And in this way, the dust of the lotus feet of the great souls gives us the empowerment by which we can do the mission impossible, which is reach out to souls trapped in Maya, bring them closer to Krishna, and still not be trapped by Maya ourselves. Srila Prabhupada was having a walk at Venice Beach, California. He was looking at the Pacific Ocean, and the devotees commented, Srila Prabhupada, the ocean is looking so beautiful. Prabhupada said, yes, from a distance, it is looking very beautiful. But you go close to the ocean will pull you and drown you. Then Prabhupada said, Maya is also like that. Looks beautiful from a distance. You go close, she'll trap you and pull you. And in no time you'll be trapped and you'll wonder what exactly happened. So we were in Kartik Yatra. No, we were in some yatra many years ago, late 90s in Jagannath Puri. And Radhanath Swami was swimming inside the ocean, not coming out only. So the servant went and asked, why, what happened? You are not coming out. He said, ocean is such heavy waves. My gamcha is gone. So how can I come out? People are standing with cameras. So the servant went, gave another gamcha. He came out and he said, when I entered the ocean, I went as a Gaudiya sannyasi. I would have come out as Naga Baba. And he said, the current today is so heavy. Make an announcement. Today bathing in the ocean is cancelled, because nobody will be able to fight these waves today. The waves are very heavy. So we made an announcement. No ocean bath. Devotees very disappointed. They all came prepared and, hey, what is this? So no, today dangerous. So everybody turned around and walked away. One devotee went ahead in the opposite direction towards the ocean to take a bath. I went behind him, stopped him, said, hey, where you are going? He said, to take a bath. I said, you didn't hear the announcement? He said, I did, that's why I'm going. What do you mean? He said, Arey, that announcement was for neophyte swimmers. I am an ustad. Rules don't apply to ustad. Then he asked me, how much swimming you know? I said, not much. Okay, you relax. Just see me in action. You'll learn a lesson or two. How to deal with these waves. I'll teach you guys. So he entered. Not with confidence. Overconfidence. And he went inside, he was doing somersault, this and that, showing off. For some time it worked. After some time the ocean was increasing its current, started pulling him. Because the ocean is such that how you are going in, you don't realize. There is no boundary visible. And suddenly he realized he has gone deep and he's trying to come out, but the current is pulling him inside and inside and inside. Initially he tried his somersault and tricks, he thought he'll escape. But that day, the ocean was in a different mood. He realized he's finished. And then finally, out of great panic, he raised his hand, asking for help. Far distance, nobody can know what he's, calling for help or this or that. We all see just hand. So everyone thought he's doing Haribol. Somebody said he is going to become Haribol. Arey Baba, go and catch hold of him. So the lifeguard went, caught hold of him and brought him out. He was saved. They brought the water out of his stomach. He was semi-unconscious. He came out. So I told him, this lifeguard saved him, gave him some bakshish. He took out 150 rupees. I said, he saved your life, give 500 at least. He said, no, Radhe Shyam Prabhu, Discover Yourself says body cost is 150 rupees. That is you're all teaching in your 6 sessions. So then I asked him, so many announcements you heard, why you did not follow? He said, I am so expert in swimming, I never thought I'll get trapped in the area of my expertise. That is how Maya traps. And the statistics and data show every year amongst people who drown in swimming, majority are expert swimmers. Those who don't know swimming hardly drown because they never enter. So, Maya works in very silent ways. It will first make you think you are ustad. And then when you start thinking, okay, I am something, then gradually Maya will work to make you nothing. So therefore, when we are trying to give Krishna consciousness to others, Srila Prabhupada, when he was embarking towards the West, his god brother O.B.L. Kapoor, he said, Swami Maharaj, you are successful because you have the successful recipe for preaching Krishna consciousness. And that is Trinadapi Sumijena, Karorapi Sahishna, Amanina Manadena. Srila Prabhupada's humility. And that humility was the main recipe which Srila Prabhupada brought the entire message of the parampara as a humble servant. And therefore, today, on the occasion of Panihati Chidadahi festival, I'm very honored to be sitting in the midst of hundreds of Sankirtan warriors of Lord Chaitanya who are transforming so many homes into temples here in Gachibowli. And when you go and give the message of Krishna consciousness, nobody even realizes who's coming. They think, "Arey, hum jaisa koi grahast koi aa raha hai." But they don't know the potency you are carrying. So therefore, this was what Bhaktivinoda Thakur also designed through his Namahatta, that each one teach one and transform and touch people's lives. So today, in the morning, I began the topic of Chidadahi festival. And this is a very historic occasion where Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, through one of his 6 associates, Srila Raghunath Das Goswami, demonstrates that the process of surrender and acceptance of that surrender will happen as per Lord Chaitanya's timelines, not our timelines. And it is very important for the IT crowd. Most of you are IT, and I am IIT.
We are in anxiety.
So IT and IIT have one thing in common: impatience. And what Bhakti rewards is patience and tolerance. So all of you have come recently to ISKCON. Many of you are grahasthas. You're all working in professional companies. I have spent, after IIT, at the age of 22, I joined ISKCON. So last 33 years, I'm in ISKCON. I'm sharing that to make one point, Baba. The point is that spiritual organizations move at 1000x slower speed than corporate organizations. So you are in your day job in corporate organization, and in your evening seva you are in spiritual organization. So you have to learn to adjust the speed. You understand? If you don't understand, you will understand. If you don't understand now, when some situation arises, you remember what I just said. So there is in your IT, technology, AI, this and that, everything is very complex. Technology is complex. Creating markets is very complex. Retaining relevance is very complex. There is constant anxiety on how to develop newer and newer and newer technology, expand businesses, open up markets. So you are constantly in that zone. So technology is very complex. Tradition is very simple. Same Mahamantra every day. The same Gita and Bhagavatam. It is very simple. It is not at all complex. What Krishna spoke to Arjuna 5000 years ago, the same 700 verses We are still selling 1 crore of those books every year. Not that we have to manufacture new verses. Same 700, 5,000 years ago. Same 700. And based on that, so many ISKCON devotees are further writing more books on the same 700. Still selling those also. In spite of the fact that all of those books are openly on source on Veda base free. Vedabase.io is giving everything free. Still we are selling also. So it's a very simple process. So spirituality is not complex, it is very simple. It is not like your technology. The temple deity worship has remained constant for Satyuga, Treta Yuga, Dwapar Yuga, Kali Yuga, across yugas. Your technology changes across 1 year, across 2 years. Suddenly your HR will say you are not required. So here nothing changes. Everything remains same. The Shastra doesn't change, the process doesn't change, the mantra doesn't change, the dress doesn't change, the hairstyle doesn't change. Everything remains same. So therefore you should know that we are in a different time cycle in a spiritual organization. All of you are part of, say, Microsoft or Google or this or that, the FANG companies. They are all in existence in hardly last 50 years now. I am from the temple ecosystem. We are in existence since millions of years. Temples have been the first organizations before any other corporates came into existence. Temples have been governed, managed, administered since millennia. So we know the art of survival. Microsoft will exist or not, we don't know. But the temples, in spite of brutal attacks and the deities being stolen and the pujaris and priests being killed, they have survived millennia after millennia and will always survive. So why I am telling you this? That being from technology background, you have the strength of speed, for sure. You have that asset of speed, fast thinking, fast action, fast. But we are from the temple ecosystem. We have experienced survival. So therefore, when you are now entering into our ecosystem, trying to understand what is temple and helping others make temples in home, you should learn a few things from us. How to survive the long game. And that requires patience, tolerance, and humility. It doesn't require any skills at all. You don't need any skill upgradation. Just wait and watch. Enjoy the beating. Wait for the season to change. Keep smiling. But keep chanting. That is very, very important. Otherwise, how could have these temples survived for millions of years? Just imagine. So therefore, do not underestimate the temple ecosystem. However chaotic it may look, it has survived the test of time. Its lifespan has been longer than your corporates put together. So therefore, take a step back. and observe what we can learn from this. And that is what we learn from Raghunath Das Goswami. Because he is very desperate to join Lord Chaitanya. He is very impatient. And Lord Chaitanya says, Sthire hoya ghare ya ho na ho batul krome krome pailo ka bhava sindhu kul. Be steady. Go home. Don't become madman. Krame krame. In due course of time you will come to me. Don't be impatient. Antare nishtha kara bahye loka vyavahar. Ochire karibe Krishna tumar uddhar. The secret is the fight in the outside material world is outside with the senses. It is with sense objects. It is with the facilities. It is with the assets. It is for power. It is for property. It is for possession. But here, in Krishna consciousness, the fight is internal. To keep the mind focused on the purpose, on the principles, on the perspectives. So here also you have to fight. But the fight is internal. To make sure that every single day, no matter what provocation happens, that provocation should not move you from your purpose, from your principles, from your perspectives. And therefore, Lord Chaitanya is telling, Antare nishtha kara. Be steady inside. Bahye loka vyavahar. Externally continue your duties. But when provocations come, you don't have to jump on to every provocation and get distracted by them. The Gita was spoken on the battlefield so that all of us can learn, choose your battles wisely. Not every battle is worth fighting. So therefore Lord Chaitanya is telling, Antare nishtha kara, bahye loka vyavahar. So then basis that, Raghunath Das Goswami is thinking, how should I continue? So finally, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu tells him that when I come back from Vrindavan, that time you join me. Vrindavan dekhi chabe asiba nila chale, tabe tumi ama pasha asih kon chale. You come back, when I come back from Vrindavan, you come and meet me in Puri. He says, but how will I know? How will I get that opportunity? Because sometimes our present conditions are so depressing, so demoralizing, so difficult. We cannot imagine how in future things are going to change. And that is what Lord Chaitanya is saying. Allow Krishna to look at the situation from his perspective. Don't always look from your perspective. What is impossible for you is very simple for Krishna. So therefore, the modern material education focuses on gathering power, possession, positions. But Lord Chaitanya is teaching Raghunath Das, you shift towards prayer and perspective. These are the two most powerful astras for a spiritualist. Nothing of the material education will come of use here. The power of prayer and the power of perspective. What appears to be a skyscraper building, impossible to cross, looks a tiny matchbox from the airplane. The size of the building has not changed, your size has not changed. What has changed is the perspective. And that's what spiritual life is all about. Helping you see things from perspective. And when you look at from different perspective, what you get is hope. And that's the asset which is the fuel for a sadhaka. Hope. The moment you lose hope, you lose your spiritual life. You have to keep the hope going. Tatascha shauri bhagavat prachodita sutam samadaya cha sutika grihat. Vasudeva and Devaki lost 6 sons. Still they were hopeful Krishna will come. If Vasudeva had become hopeless, Devaki had become hopeless, seeing their own every child being shot on that stone right in front of their eyes, and a fountain of blood coming out. Still they continued because of hope. Therefore, Vasudeva is called Shauri, the brave. Vasudeva never won a battle. But in the Srimad Bhagavatam, brave is not depending on how many battles you win, but how many battles you refuse to accept defeat and continue fighting. That is brave, as per Srimad Bhagavatam. So therefore, Vasudeva is called Shauri. And therefore, when Krishna was born, Ta Krishna Vahe Vasudeva Agate Swayam Yavartanta Yatha Tamorave. He picked up Krishna. And as soon as he picked up Krishna, the doors opened. His chains, shackles freed. Yamuna parted and he reached Gokul. So when you sleep at night, it may appear tomorrow nothing is going to work out. The odds are stacked against me. The world is all against me. The whole material energy is against me. Nothing seems to work. But when you get up, don't use your brain. The difference between the materialist and spiritualist is a materialist begins the day with thinking, but the spiritualist is the person who begins the day with thanking and not thinking. Yanta pravishya mama vachamimam prasuptam sanjeevayatta kila shakti dharasvadamna anyam sahasta charanam shravanatvagadin pranam namo bhagavate purushaya tubhyam. Dhruva Maharaj says, my dear Lord, I had no qualification. I had lost the battle to anger, to hopelessness, to distress, depression, defeat. But Satsanga came in the form of my mother and Narad Muni. Both gave me hope. And therefore you have manifested, and simply by your touch, I am speaking that which I was not trained for. By Krishna's touch, one's abilities to perform the seva surpasses one's preparation to perform that seva. Sanjeevayat Akhila Shakti Dhara Swadhamna. All of my senses have become enlivened. Anyam Swahasta Jarada Shravanatvagadin. And all of my senses are able to now glorify you in a way I could not even imagine. Pranam Namo Bhagavate Purushaya Tubhyam. I offer my obeisances unto you. And therefore, when Raghunath Das is in this mode, it is the whole principle of hope. So I was giving a lecture in IIT Bombay, Janmashtami. After the lecture, one student came to me and said, "Are you told about Kamsa and the Akashvani, 8th son is going to die? Kamsa should have kept Vasudeva in one jail, Devaki in another jail, even one child would not be born." Kamsa could not think of such a simple idea or not. I said, "What to do? Kamsa did not go to IIT like you." But when we celebrate Janmashtami, we forget a very important principle. That Janmashtami was because Vasudeva and Devaki refused to become hopeless. And that's what Raghunath Das is currently realizing. He is impatient to come to Lord Chaitanya. Lord Chaitanya is telling him, be patient. Bhakti will work based on my formula, not on your demand. And therefore, you just serve the devotees. So when Raghunath Das comes to Nityananda Prabhu, he says, "Kautuke Nityananda sahaje dayamoy, Raghunate kohe kichu hoya sagai." So Nityananda is very naturally very joking mood. So he says, "Nikate ta Aisha chorabhaga dure dure, aaj lag paya che dandimu tumare." Nityananda looks at Raghunath Das and says, "You are a thief. Raghunath, you are a thief." He says, "I am a thief." Says, "Lord Chaitanya's lotus feet is my property." Nityananda says, "How can you access that without my permission? You are trying to directly go to Lord Chaitanya. You are trying to get my property. Therefore, you are a thief. So therefore, if you want to go to Lord Chaitanya, you have to take my permission." So he says, "Okay, what do I do?" So at that time, Nityananda Prabhu gives him the instructions. "Dadhi chida bhakshana karaha mora gane, shunyanandita huilam Raghunatha mane." So he says, give curd, yogurt and chida, which is chipped rice, poha. Mix it, and along with fruits and milk, you give it to the devotees as prasada. So this is a very simple thing, but it is very important. Why? Because to serve the devotees is not complex. It's very simple. But you have to have the intention to do that. And so Nityananda Prabhu is telling Raghunath, you may be the son of a multimillionaire father. That's not important. What is important is you sincerely try to serve the devotees and please them. If you please them, automatically all your desires will get fulfilled. So Lord Chaitanya is non-different from Krishna. Nityananda Prabhu is non-different from Guru. And the Guru engages us in serving the Vaishnavas. And when the Vaishnavas give their blessings, when they are pleased, then we are able to please the Guru Parampara. Then only we can get Krishna. That is the process which Nityananda Prabhu is revealing. And therefore, it is described that Bhakta chitte bhakta grihe sada avastham kabhu gupta kabhu vyakta swatantra bhagavan. The Lord manifests within the devotee's heart and within the devotee's homes whenever he decides. Like that. So at this stage, under the direction of Lord Chaitanya, Nityananda, massive distribution of chira and dahi happens in pots. Some are mixed with yogurt, some are mixed with milk. All kinds of fruits are also mixed in that. And Raghunath Das is personally serving everybody, humbly, sincerely. And the festival reaches its crescendo, Lord Chaitanya himself manifests to accept that offering. And Lord Nityananda is able to experience the presence of Lord Chaitanya. So in this way, the Chira Dahi festival is a very wonderful festival by which Raghunath Das Goswami is able to please the devotees. So all of you have come for Kartik Yatra. So in Kartik Yatra, one of the features is Prasadam. And Radhanath Maharaj made it a very important element of the Prasad. And he said, every day Prasadam should be like a festival feast. That was the mandate given. So therefore, we tried to do our own cooking. Way back in 2008, we started our own cooking in the Kartik Yatra. Till then, we used to give out to the caterers and all that. So when we started the cooking, after 3-4 days of cooking, some devotees came to me and started saying, "Arey, you only are cooking, getting all the mercy. You are not giving us chance to cook. सारी मर्सी खुद ही लूट रहे हो, हमको भी chance दो." I said, "How much cooking you have done before?" They said, "We have cooked for 200-300 people." And I said, "There are 4,000, 5,000 here. How will you manage?" And they said, "Arey, till you give chance, how will it happen? You have to empower us. Give us chance." So I said, "Okay, take chance." So that day was Chida, Poha. And they messed it up. It became hard. It was so hard. I realized it is going to be a hard day for me to hear devotees' feedback. So I disappeared from the kitchen. During the break, first time, at lunchtime I came back thinking nobody will remember. One devotee came searching for me, especially to give feedback. And he looked at me and said, "Arey, what was that in the morning? Poha, so hard. Arey, daant toot gaya mera. My teeth broke." I said, "That was not poha, that was cornflakes." You are supposed to mix with herbal tea. Cornflakes, you are supposed to. He looked at me shocked. He said, "Cornflakes?" I said, "Yeah." "You never asked me." "Sorry, you never told me." I said, "You never asked me." So he got confused sufficiently. I disappeared from there, leaving him more confused. So Maharaj always says, try your best to please the devotees. Because when the devotees are pleased, through their blessings, Krishna opens the doors. And so many new opportunities will manifest. So here, Raghunath Das is pleasing the devotees by distributing the chira and dahi. And Nityananda Prabhu is becoming very pleased. Now after everybody has taken prasad, they're all sitting satisfied under the tree. Raghunath Das comes humbly and places his head at Nityananda's feet. And he says, Adhama pamaramoi jiva nija jivadhama mora ichha hoye paya chaitanya charan. He says, I am very fallen. I am very filled with sense gratification desires. I am coming from a very, very sinful background. Adhama pamaramoi hina jiva adhama. But I have one desire. What is that? Mora ichha hoye paya chaitanya charan. I want to accept the lotus feet of Lord Chaitanya. That is my desire. Vamana hoya yena chanda dhari bare chaye अनेक यत्न कइनु ताते कबु सिद्ध नय. I tried a lot in my youth, but my parents never allowed me to break free from the bonds and attain Lord Chaitanya's feet. I have tried many times to attain success in this desire, but I have always failed so far. It's been my deepest obsession which I have failed to accomplish. What should I do now that I can realize my ambition? Tomara kripa vina keha chaitanya na paye, tumi kripa koile tare adhameha paye. Without your grace, nobody can attain Lord Chaitanya's lotus feet. With your grace, even the most fallen can attain Lord Chaitanya's lotus feet. And therefore, my dear Nityananda Prabhu, please give me your divine grace. Your divine grace is most important. Srila Prabhupada was asked by his disciples, what is the duty of a disciple and what is the duty of the Guru? And Prabhupada said the duty of the Guru is to serve Krishna and the duty of the disciple is to assist the Guru in his service to Krishna. And therefore, Srila Prabhupada, he established Krishna consciousness all over the world in just 11 years of time. From the time he established ISKCON, 108 temples, 5,500 disciples, 80 books in multiple languages, all in a span of 11 years, traveling the world 14 times. And after touring the whole world, Prabhupada is sitting on the terrace of Juhu temple, and then his group of devotees, one big businessman enters. His name is Mr. Brijratan Mohta. He's a relative of the Birlas. Srila Prabhupada introduces him. Meet Mr. Mohta, the big businessman. Mr. Mohta looks at Prabhupada and says, Srila Prabhupada, you went to America with 40 rupees in your pocket. Now, in 10 years, ISKCON has properties worth 40 crore rupees all over the world. You are the real businessman. Prabhupada immediately says, why don't you join my business? And he says, not now. So imagine in 11 years how he created this revolution. Ayogya mohi nivedana korite kori bhoy more chaitanya deha gosai hoya sadai. I am totally unqualified, ayogya mohi. But I am just requesting, begging at your feet. Please give me only one thing. What is that? Lord Chaitanya's service. More Chaitanya Deha Gosai Hoya Sadai. Be merciful and give me the service to Lord Chaitanya. That's all I'm looking for. Moramathe Padadhuri Karaha Prasad Nirvigne Chaitanya Paya Karaha Ashirvad. Please place your lotus feet upon my head, O Nityananda. Moramathe Padadhuri Koriha Prasad, and give me your grace. And what is that grace? What is that fulfillment of desire? Nirvighne Chaitanya Paya. Without any obstacle, let me obtain Lord Chaitanya's lotus feet. Karaha Ashirvad. Give me that blessings. So Lord Nityananda turns to his associates and laughs and says that just imagine, here is Raghunath Das, whose prosperity and wealth is like that of Indra. And just see what is he aspiring for. And so he says, in spite of having so much of wealth, so much of possession, so much of prosperity, his aspiration is to leave everything and attain Lord Chaitanya. How is it possible? That is possible because of one thing. Chaitanya kripate seha nahi bhai mane sabe ashirvad kar pauka Chaitanya charane. When one receives the grace of Lord Chaitanya, Chaitanya kripate seha nahi bhai mane. By the grace of Lord Chaitanya, he has lost the taste for all material things. And therefore, sabe ashirvad kara, everybody give blessings, that pauka Chaitanya charane, that he attains Lord Chaitanya's lotus feet. And then Lord Nityananda Prabhu makes a very, very crucial philosophical point. And he says, Krishna Pada Padma Gandha Jai Janapai Brahma Loka Adi Sukha Tore Nahi Bhai. Krishna Pada Padma Gandha, one who has experienced the smell of Krishna's lotus feet, the fragrance of Krishna's lotus feet. Krishna Pada Padma Gandha Jai Janapai Brahma Loka Adi Sukha Tare Nahi Bhai. Even if that person is given the pleasure of Brahma Loka, he cannot accept it. He will not like it because he's become totally detached from it. So therefore the important thing is the higher taste. And therefore Srila Prabhupada said, every day we have to chant 16 rounds of Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram. So one college student was asking, where in Gita Krishna is saying chant 16 rounds? Did Krishna ever ask Arjuna on the battlefield, have you finished your rounds? Did Arjuna ever tell Krishna, take the chariot behind that tree, 4 rounds remaining? From where this 16 round business came? So I said, Krishna is telling Arjuna, Satatam Kirtayanto, chant 24 hours. Can you chant 24 hours? No. Therefore, Srila Prabhupada very mercifully said, chant 16 rounds for you. Otherwise, Krishna's standard is 24 hours. Prabhupada mercifully made it 16 for you. He said, Prabhupada ki jai. So it's a practice. by which we can gradually come closer to the ideal. Krishnena mavishtamana sada haridas aranye rodit hoila stribhava prakash. So we have to make the mind focused. Krishna Nam Avishtamana. Constantly remember Krishna and the aspiration. Sri Chaitanya Nityananda Charane Chintiya Pata Chadi Upapathe Jayana Dhaya. So Yadunandan Acharya came to Raghunath Das and told me, my priest is going home. If he goes home, who will do the worship of my deities? Can you convince him to stay for some more time? Raghunath Das says, I will take care of him. I will convince him, don't worry. Yadunandan Acharya says, please come with me. Let us convince him. Raghunath Das says, this is a very simple task for me. You go home, Yadunandan Acharya, take rest. I will go and convince your priest. Yadunandan Acharya goes home. Raghunath Das's guards think that he is going with Yadunandan Acharya, so they don't follow. So that is the window of opportunity which Lord Chaitanya was saying he will get. When without the guards around, without Yadunandan Acharya around, for a few split seconds that window opened and Raghunath Das ran from there. And he ran towards Jagannath Puri. But in these 3 verses, the word continuously used is Chintiya, Chintite, Chintani, which means spiritual life is all about contemplation on our goal. Enthusiasm in our process is directly proportional to the intensity of your contemplation. To the extent you constantly remember, contemplate the goal for which you have joined the movement for, to that extent you will remain enthusiastic. Sri Chaitanya Nityananda Charane Chintiyam Pata Chadi Upapathe Yayana Dhaya. He left that main path and he went to the forest path. And it is described here. Grame grame pata chhadi yaye bane bane kaye mane vakye chintye Chaitanya charane. And he knew that very soon my parents will send the security guard searching for me and they will come to the main highway. So grame grame pata chhadi jaye vane vane. He was running through the forest, but kaye mane vakye chintye Chaitanya Charane. With his body, mind and words, he was only contemplating on Lord Chaitanya's lotus feet. Bhakshana apekshana hi samasta divasagaman Shudha nahi badhe Chaitanya charana praptye man. He forgot about eating. He forgot about sleeping. He forgot about hunger and thirst. Why? Chaitanya charana praptye man. Because the mind was obsessed with the desire to attain Lord Chaitanya. So how does this constant absorption, alignment, remembrance of our goal remain within our mind? The Chira Dahi festival. When we serve the devotees, please the devotees, and we are blessed by the devotees, the blessings of the devotees awards us the greatest gift for which we have come to ISKCON. You are all employed in companies. The greatest gift is the paycheck at the end of the month. You are working for that. In ISKCON, what are you working for? You are working for the blessings of the devotees. Blessings means what? The devotees are genuinely, authentically pleased with you from within the heart and wish you well. When that happens, Krishna is pleased. Remembrance is enabled. When the devotees bless you, you remember Krishna. When the devotee blasts you, Krishna rejects you. And the remembrance is gone. So therefore, we have to make our choices very carefully. That I should engage in a particular activity to enable the blessings of the devotees. Otherwise, my remembrance will be affected. So in that sense, the rules of the game in your corporate is much easier, black and white. And choices are easier to make. Because if I do this or speak this, I lose my job and I lose my paycheck. Whereas remembrance is a much subtler deliverable compared to the paycheck. And it may not be obvious in every interaction, every single moment. So therefore, you have to be even more conscious that Maya is trying to capture us by making us speak something stupid, do something stupid, react provocatively so that the devotees become displeased. And that displeasure of the devotees results in forgetfulness of Krishna. The beads remain in the hand. The Mahamantra dances on the tongue. But the mind refuses to absorb. And that lack of alignment happens because Krishna has pulled the plug from inside. That he's saying, engage me in your service, but he's actually displeasing my devotees. So the Chiradahi festival is a very important festival for us to realize how to make our choices very carefully. We have to make our choices in a way that ultimately we realize Krishna will be pleased and enable and facilitate his remembrance. And we should not do things in a way that ultimately Krishna makes us forget the real purpose for which we joined. So therefore, externally things look easy, but internally it requires a lot of discrimination. Prabhupada was on a morning walk. He was walking ahead. His servant was lagging behind, and suddenly one dog started chasing that servant. And he started running towards Prabhupada. Save me, save me, save me. Prabhupada turned back, the devotees turned back, and they saw this funny scene. The devotee is running, his dhoti is flying, and the dog is chasing him, barking. And the devotees were wondering what will happen now. Prabhupada was cool. As the dog came near, Prabhupada picked up the stick in his hand, raised the stick above his head, crouched on his knees, looked into the dog deep into the eyes, and shouted, "Hut!" That American dog had never heard Indian Gali. The dog got bewildered. It put its tail under its body and sat down. And the devotees were impressed. Prabhupada can control dog also. 2 years later, this same disciple who was chased by the dog was making rotis for Prabhupada in Jaipur. Window was open, monkey entered. And the devotee thought, I know the formula. He picked up the rolling pin for making roti, showed it to the monkey. The monkey picked up a big vessel and threw it back at him. He came running to Prabhupada and he said, I have tried the same formula. It did not work. Prabhupada said, you saw, but you did not learn. So externally, Krishna consciousness may look very easy, but it is not as easy as it looks. So always remember, IT has speed, but spirituality has survival. So don't allow Maya to trick you to think that you are too smart and to think that these are a bunch of idiots who don't know what they are doing. So the temple ecosystem has survived thousands of years. So however chaotic they may look, go slow and know that there is a different energy which is at play. So you try your best and leave the rest to Krishna. And this formula is very good, that you are in your homes, transforming your homes into temple and helping people transform their homes into temples. Through this, millions of temples can be created. Plus the best thing is each person in his own temple is his own GBC. In his own home, he is the president. You can call yourself anything. It is your own temple. But make sure you run a temple. You offer the bhoga to the Lord and you are conscious that you are accepting the Lord as the proprietor of the house. And that temple in your house exists to remind you, I am your Das and I want to serve as your Das. So remember, ISKCON was established globally by Srila Prabhupada, who was a grahastha for many years, with family, children, profession, occupational duties, and as a congregational member, served several years trying to spread Krishna consciousness, assisting the mission. Ashram is not important. Absorption and alignment is the most important. And that's what all of you are aspiring to be. To be absorbed and to be aligned with the vision and the mission of the Acharyas, just like Raghunath Das Goswami, absorbed and aligned. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. Jai Shri Prabhupada ki jai.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
So, I wanted to dedicate today's program as a prayer for the speedy recovery of the health of His Holiness Jayapataka Swami Maharaj. He is currently in Dallas and he is in a very serious health condition. And I just spoke to his caretaker, Sarvajaya Madhav Prabhu, and he has asked all the devotees to pray for him. One of the eternal associates of Lord Chaitanya, one of the generals of Lord Srila Prabhupada, one of the founders of ISKCON in Mayapur, the Guru in ISKCON with largest number of disciples, who has spread Krishna consciousness across all continents, let us offer our prayers and chant the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra for his health. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. His Holiness Jayapatak Swami Maharaj ki.
Hare Krishna. We are so fortunate to have Prabhuji here. Prabhuji is not traveling to Hyderabad these days. So we have to request Prabhuji, please come, please often, a little more. And when we opened this center, I want to tell a small riddle. When we opened the center, Vardha Krishna Prabhu was helping us with the center opening. And I told the center name is ISKCON GBC. So what do you mean? Gachibowli Bhakti Center. And they said, no, change the name. ISKCON GBC. Then I put this G in the back. So it became ISKCON Bhakti Center Gachibowli. And Prabhuji is the GBC in ISKCON. Yeah, and we are so fortunate to have such dynamic, such young, and such dedicated and passionate, leaders like this running the organization. Very fortunate. And with Gauranga Prabhu and likes of Gauranga Prabhu being in those positions, we are really hopeful that all of us will get ample opportunity to serve in ISKCON, and we all can go with our innovative ideas to serve, and Prabhuji and all the leaders there are looking forward for our enthusiasm. And let us also pray that Prabhuji, special prayers needed. There are many leaders here. If I ask them to stand, many will be standing, but we are doing 75 Rath Yatras this year. 75 Rath Yatras. And from ISKCON Bhakti Kutir, where is Murli Gopinath Prabhu? He is outside. Yeah, Prabhuji is there. Murli. So I also want to welcome Murli Gopinath Prabhu, Madan Kumar Prabhu, and few of the senior Vaishnavas who come here. 3 loud Hari Bols. Hari Bol. Hari Bol. In entire Hyderabad, we are crossing 120 Rath Yatras this year. East side, Madhav Gopinath Prabhu is doing 30 plus, we are 75, and another 20 from Bhakti Kutirs, and few others here, 130. The number is still growing, which means even if each Rath Yatra is attended by 1,000 people, more than 1.5 lakh people are going to pull the Rath this year. And school Rath Yatra, I want to especially tell, just now on the way Murli Gopinath Prabhu was saying that if you have more schools, Anil Prabhu and Shalu Mataji, wherever you are, yeah, so there is a request here. If they have more schools, they want to do those schools. If we can't do, they will do. Right? So let us come forward with the number very quickly, so that we want to make sure as a model, let's start from here. As many schools will do Rath Yatra, and Rath Yatra will become a national festival in all schools across India. And already the word is spreading, the positivity is spreading. In Nellore, they are doing in schools now. In many other places, Sukhdev Maharaj has started in Nellore. And in Ujjain, they are doing in schools. So Bhakti Prem Maharaj, who came here, who heard from us, his blessings are there, and is taking inspiration. So many are getting motivated with a small congregation, whatever we are doing. So let's continue to do. And we need blessings. Like Prabhuji said, if devotees are pleased, Krishna is pleased. So let us pray that Prabhuji, please forgive our mistakes today. Please pray for us. And I will remember that book that you gave me.
I got one more shawl and one more book.
Oh, one more book.
I got one more shawl and one more
One
book.
more shawl.
I'll tell you.
We have Sham Bihari Prabhu also here from Utah Valley.
So you tell me whom to give this.
Sham Bihari Prabhu.
Hari Bol, please
Hari
come.
Bol, please come here, bro. Please come. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. Shamir Prabhu used to serve in Utah Valley for his grace. Charu Prabhu, huge festivals of colors he used to do.
Yeah, he has hosted me at his house many times.
Yeah, even I stayed in his house. So, I think Prabhuji has another meeting. We have to go till ISKCON habits now. So, heartfully, let us promise to Prabhuji that when next time we cross 108 Rath Yatras, Prabhuji has to come.
Thank you. I may come before that also.
Yes. Please come. And we'll make sure that we reach the point. And this year we also have a big resolution at ISKCON to cross 108,000 Bhagavatam sets. And we have a target also in Gachibowli. Last year we did 430 Bhagavatam sets. In the last 5 years, Prabhuji, all the devotees here have done more than 3,000 Bhagavatam sets together. And I'm sure we'll be able to scale up and reach that number. So Prabhuji is going to end with a small kirtan. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama,
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Ram Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
पावन हरिनाम संकीर्तन की जय, प्रभुपाद की जय, प्रेमानंदी।
Let us thank Prabhuji, three loud and enthusiastic. Prabhuji and Mataji's, one small change today. Prabhuji's will have prasadam on the terrace and Mataji's will have prasadam here. We'll have nursing aarti now, but Prabhuji has to leave. So let's make a little way. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Quickly. Yeah, Narsi.
Namaste Narasimhaya. प्रहलाद लाद जाएंगे हिरण्यकशिपुर